Hi. All right, so I'm gonna start a new space painting tonight. I'm very excited. I got this 48 by 48 inch piece of hardboard. It's kind of like the same material that you would find on a clipboard, but I've had to, which is fairly hard, but it's fairly flimsy, and you can see back here how I have reinforced it, and it's kind of leaning up on this chair here so I can put on an initial layer of white. After I finish painting it, what I hope to do is take some crown molding from Home Depot, and I'm going to line the edges to kind of give it this framed look, I guess. I hope to make it really epic, but now we're just going to start working on putting on this base layer of white. Gotta wear my mask. This and really, all we want to do is get on a very, very base layer of white on here. Very light. It's not going to be cover much. Since I'm priming it with spray paint, I got to be careful to not let it drip, which is why I'm doing it a little bit more straight up than I usually do. Usually I lay these flat, but it's also really big, so it's going to be hard to reach all the areas once the planets go on. Because for the planets themselves, you got to use stuff like this to make the circle stay. So at that point, I will have to lay it down flat, but until I get there, I'm going to try and keep it as semi-vertical as possible. All right, here we go. Hair on there for my cats. My cats are awesome. So, as you can see, it's very slow. I'm not getting a whole lot on each pass. That's kind of the point. Is to make this as slowly and deliberately as possible. This isn't a speed painting. This isn't meant to impress you. This is to show the slow progress that can happen of some of these paintings. A really big piece of board. A lot of real estate to cover here. A lot of real estate. It will probably take more than a few cans just to get it primed. It might take me a few days just to finish the priming of it, just because you got to get it as spread as possible. You know, as even as possible of a white coat. Without having much dripping, so that's kind of a challenge. That's the fate that I'm facing. I used gesso on my last painting to prime it. Problem was it left a very specific kind of pattern in the paint, or in the surface, and so I couldn't really do a space painting with it So that's why I made letterbox 2. Starting to really show up now. Starting to really be able to see the white. Starting to get an idea of the surface area we're going to be working with. The real estate we got to cover. How long that's going to take. Oh, I just burped in here. It's not good. We're definitely going to run out of paint. Ooh, a little bit too much. And see, there's a scratch right here. Where I had it laying on the floor to get the backing on it. I'm not sure how I'm going to deal with that once I get the painting proper, but it's something I'm going to have to deal with. It's something that's really hard to prevent, too, unless you have a pristine surface to lay stuff on, and since I don't, because I just kind of live in a regular house. My wife is here. Hello, wifey.
Hello, who are you talking to?
I'm broadcasting on Facebook.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hi, internets.
And getting a little bit better here. Starting to look a little bit white. Oh, that's a little bit better. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a happy little snowstorm with a polar bear blinking, holding a paper plate, eating vanilla bean ice cream. Enjoy that, because your grandchildren aren't going to know what the fuck polar bears are. Also, since this is a space painting, it means most of it's going to end up being black, so the priming isn't quite as vital. It's just going to make it a lot easier for successive layers to go on clearly and brightly. It just gives me a really good base to work on and understand how the colors will work together. Since I won't have to adjust for an underlying tint or anything. Because, man, this bottom layer means almost as much as every spray and stroke afterwards. If you don't get this right, it's going to make everything down the road harder. It's kind of like recording an instrument or voice and you record it with an effect on it. You should never do that. Unless you're an experienced arranger or producer, because you're never going to know how that's going to affect the final picture. And it's really hard to remove stuff like that. So you really want to make sure your bass, your first things that you do correctly to save you time down the road. And this is in everything. It's in painting, it's in music, it's in job, school, every aspect of your life. You lay down the bass right, it makes every other step easier. And that's it. So we've used this can of spray paint here. We've partially primed this surface. It's probably going to take another one or two to finish priming it, but I think it's coming around pretty good. And once we finish with this white layer, we can start on the planets. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a big planet up here and maybe a satellite moon somewhere around here. It's going to look pretty cool. Anyway, thanks for watching.